Hi everyone, my name is Lena and this is my week 3 discussion board for MPA 594 with Dr. Sundstrom. So in my paper, I want to do a change within DMV. I'm going to basically discuss how a new manager is going to decrease the morning wait times by creating a employee incentive program. And my plan is to use Luther Golick throughout the paper, and he'll be my overarching theme, and utilize PosCorb. So, with planning and organizing, I will show how the manager used Riddle and Weber's theory to identify the root cause of the problem. With this information, then the manager is going to be able to determine that the previous manager had a very autocratic leadership style, very commanding and controlling. Here, I think I can tie in fails, management activities. I should be able to tie in, Max Faber with the bureaucratic structure, rules, and hierarchy, and Merton's downside of that, people becoming too bureaucratic. And I can tie in Frederick Taylor, with his focus on efficiency and not necessarily the employee. Then I can go more into depth on how the previous manager's approach didn't work, ultimately leading to the employees being resistant and having low morale. And then so I can tie that with Douglas McGregor's, Theory X. Then, still with the planning and organizing, from there, that'll lead me to the new manager's approach. So he's going to have a more humanistic approach. He's going to have this brilliant idea that if he creates an employee incentive program, the employee morale will boost. Staff will show up to work on time, ultimately reducing the DMV client wait times. And here I plan to use Mary Parker Follett's, giving of orders. I'll add in Maslow's hierarchy of motivational needs, explaining each section of that. I'll link that to McGregor's, 5 needs that he lists in his article, along with the Theory Y section of his article, and tying both Weber and McGregor to Aquinas's natural law theory and that desire to gain and acquire those basic needs. And maybe highlight here or later in the paper that motivation really needs to start at the time of new hire training. And that's on page 380 in our human resource management book. And I'll also add in the 4 strategies for motivating employees. That's on page 35 of our theories book. So, probably focusing on the instrumental reward strategy, because I can tie that back to the transactional leadership, and job identification and goal congruency strategies, because I can tie those back to Maslow and McGregor with the higher level needs on the hierarchy chart. And it will also give me some kind of like budget friendly tools to use, because self actualization and esteem, that's not like a reward they're getting, that's more of a feeling or an emotion. Okay, so staffing, directing, and coordinating. The new manager, my plan is to have him solicit input from the staff as to what would they like to see in this employee incentive program. And he can also, do some research, find out, what's working and what's not working for other companies. He can have a union rep present to assist with the new program. This may help build trust. This also opens the door for effective conflict resolution in the future, or any type of negotiations that are needed in the future if a problem should arise, again, between the employee and the manager. This, I can basically tie that to that transactional leadership. Then in this section with coordinating, I will tie in the 4 models of organizational effectiveness. That's in our theories book, page 27. And budgeting. in my scenario, this is going to be basically mid-year. So the budget for the department has already been approved. Um, Therefore, there's zero money available because, prior to this manager coming in, there was no employee incentive program. So it's not like, DMV can just make the money appear. So there's zero money available. Um, so my new manager is going to go through the motions of requesting a budget for the next year, which is chapter 4 in our fiscal administration book. But luckily, in my scenario, my make believe scenario, here I plan to tie in the model state block grant, and that grant is received by the state to enhance public service departments, so such as the DMV. So in my scenario, this particular office was awarded $142,000, and he's going to be allowed to use 6% on this employee incentive program. And then I can kind of tie that in with Levine because 6% is not a lot of money. And Levine's article talks about, small budgets and cutbacks and having to work kind of with what you have. So I'll tie that in there. Now for reporting, my plan is throughout the paper to do like Dr. Sundstrom said, and outline, okay, week 1 we're doing this, kind of week 2, whatever, month 2, etc., like the kind of progression and timeline of it. So quality control evaluations will be taken, I think, throughout the whole process, monitoring the increase in morale, productivity, attendance. Times will be kept daily to see if the wait times increased as the program was implemented, if the wait times for the DMV clientele increased and or decreased. And here I'll mention Gulick, maybe Taylor. Our human resource book also had a section about feedback, reflection, and positive reinforcement. And I forgot to write the page number down for you guys, but I can tie that in there as well. And that is my plan. So thank you so much. Again, I will take all of your feedback. Have a great weekend.